So we only have three planes of movement to move in, and it's a really good way of trying to loosen off, sort of particularly things like tight backs or hips and stuff like that. So we've got forwards and backwards, we've got side to side, and we've got a twist. And a nice sort of movement thing to go through is to run through those. So the best thing to do, like if we've got a tight back, the last thing we want to do is put a focus on our back because it's generally going to amplify and make it tighter. So what the best thing to focus on is put your focus on your feet and relaxing your breath. Now you can bend your knees, don't be too sort of precious about where your legs are. It doesn't really matter, whatever feels more comfortable. So bending the knees, that can help a bit. It probably switches on your legs a bit more. So if I'm going to go down to the floor, I'd really put my attention down through my feet, and then I'm going to feet and relax the breath, and then push back up. So you could run through a few of those, and imagine your back muscles are like a dry sponge. They're going to be a bit stiff to begin with, like a dry sponge would, but you put it in a bucket of water, you'd massage it a bit, and it'd get nicely full of blood. And that's the same thing. So if the first few feel a bit stiff, that's fine. Just move through it. It's going to be fine. So that's flexion. We've got side to side, which I almost imagine it's like when you have your passport picture taken, you get that sort of place to put your head and your shoulders. So trying to keep this area a little bit still whilst you move your hips from side to side is a really nice way to get the back moving. Now, again, you can bend your knees. If you try and keep your knees too straight and locked out, you're just going to sort of sway from side to side. So bit of a bent knee, trying to keep, and you don't have to be exactly level, but just moving from side to side whilst trying to keep this area relatively still is going to be a nice way of driving some movement through the back. And then the standing rotation is just standing, letting yourself bend your knees a little bit and just nice, relaxed movements, not thinking too much about it, trying to just let everything move as a unit. And it's a nice thing you can move through in a cycle, so you could do sort of 5 of these, then 5 of these, and then 5 of these, and just have it as something that you could jump up from your desk or wherever you're sat to do. It's a really good way of getting the back moving and stopping the back muscles from just tightening up and sort of compounding and getting tighter and tighter.